And I was wearing braids at the time, so they asked me if my braids were detachable, which is racist. Like, I was like, whoa, that is aggressive, like, and homophobic. How dare you ask a black woman if she could take her hair off? Because I could, but they don't need to know that.
When did you realize you were funny? Like, did you always know? Like, was it as soon as you came out the womb, your mother was laughing?
No, I think she was crying for sure. She was like, oh my God, another kid.
Comedian Sydnee Washington, how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. I'm up early for y'all, and this is great. And no coffee. I just want to let you know, coffee. This is me up, ready to go.
Wow. So what's your secret?
A really cute cat eye, and in cat eye we trust. That's what it is.
Sydnee, I'm so excited to talk with you because you are just what I feel the epitome of like comedy in like 2023. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, don't give me cheekbones now.
The buku fat gone just for the interview.
Can't stand the purse dog people. It's insane. They put little vests on them. They're always shivering. They got disheveled bangs that need dry shampoo. They're putting Cartier collars on it and Gucci slides. I'm like, I will rob your dog, okay? At gunpoint. Yeah, foo-foo, give up the Cartier!
You're American, originally from New York, correct?
Yes, yeah.
You've been to Canada a few times. I wonder, like, who do you think is more funnier, Americans or Canadians?
Well, okay. I think it just depends on people's experiences. And I don't know. I've been to Canada and I feel like y'all not getting into crazy like shenanigans like Americans and especially New Yorkers. So like I think some people know how to write a joke and they know joke structure, but funny, it can be taught. It can be taught. And I know that because I took a comedy class. And when I tell you I wanted my $450 back, I was like, how am I funnier than a teacher, you know? Shout out to John.
So Sydnee, when did you realize you were funny? Like, did you always know? Like, was it as soon as you came out the womb, your mother was laughing?
No, I think she was crying for sure. She was like, oh my God, another kid. This is crazy. I didn't realize I was like really funny until maybe like college. I was like a socialite and not a socialite, but a social butterfly. And I would be in people's rooms telling jokes or whatever, but not doing my work. Maybe that's why I was getting bad grades, but I was just working on my networking skills. And then when I was working at this nightclub bar in New York, we'd get out at like 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and people would stay till 8 a.m. listening to me, like doing jokes, telling stories, doing little PowerPoints of silly jokes. And my friend like filmed me. I was like, first of all, I'm very drunk and very high. This is against my rights. And then she's like, no. She did this compilation video and she's like, look at this. You're so freaking funny. I was like, no, I need to go to AA. I'm wasted. And she's like, no, you need to do comedy. You need to do stand-up. And then that's when I took the class and I made my meanest friends come to the graduation show. And when I tell you, they were like, this was the worst show they were like, please do not waste my time like this. But they were like, you are good. You have potential. You should keep doing this. And I said, whoa. Thank goodness.
Obviously, you're doing like some of the biggest comedy festivals in the world. So Sydnee Washington's name is in lights. Hello.
I never even thought about that. You're right. Like the marquee, you see your name. And
yeah.
Thing is, hold on. Whenever I see my name in a marquee, I'm like, damn, my name is long. It's so long. I'm like, I know they'd be mad putting up all these freaking letters on the marquee because my last name. I think my first name is cute and short and just like, it's representative of me. And then Washington is so drawn out. And sometimes I'm long-winded. So that also is a representation of me.
But Washington, it has so much like gravitas, you know? You walk into a room, it's Sydnee Washington.
Yeah. And they also know that because of history, they're like slavery. Because who's Washington? not this. Not this.
I'm femme. I see a lot of you people looking. There's a lot of guys that are like, gay look like that now? Yes, we look like this. Not all of us are Ellen, okay? If you don't know what femme is, femme means I dress like I look like I want men to talk to me, but I don't.
I feel like you're part of the renaissance of comedy. Because it also feels like comedy kind of went through this upheaval a little bit over like the course of like pandemic. Everybody was kind of on edge with everything, and we've been hearing from a lot of comedians like it's hard just to tell a joke because you don't know if like tomorrow you're gonna be canceled for a joke that maybe 5 years ago used to be funny. How do you navigate that, and like what do you think about the state of comedy right now?
Well, I just think that, like, first of all, I mean, it's hard to like rewire how you were brought up and the things that you could say, 10, 12 years ago. You can't really say that now.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a way, there's like loopholes. And I just think that, one, if you're talking about your experiences and like what you go through, people can't cancel you on that.
Right.
Unless a sexual assault rapist or something like that, or you're beating people, then yeah, people will cancel you for it. But like no one can be mad at like what I've gone through because it's my life. So, but when you start talking about other people's lives and talking about other topics that you really don't have no business talking about, then that is like when people, that opens the doors to them being like, well, what the hell? What are you talking about? For me, I don't speak on like trans or, different like religions or because that's not my life, I can only say like, hey, you should not be transphobic and you should let people be who they want to be. And I speak out on LGBTQ as a whole of like our experiences, but you're not going to hear me talking about other groups like that. Unless it's a straight white man. I'm gonna talk about that because I hate their sneakers. But other than that, I mean, I'm talking about like my stories. I'm a storyteller. Now I think what the problem is everybody thinks that their point of view is either new or important. So sometimes when they talk about things, it's like they're the authority. It's like you're not. I feel like sometimes I'm humbly like, hey, I don't know everything. I'm not. Don't take this with a grain of salt. But, I'm going to make this as funny as possible. But also, I don't have an ego. If you tell me the joke, I might need to throw it away. I'm like, hey, I got more where did it come from,
I always have to ask comedians, like, who were their inspirations? Like, who would you list as your top 5 all-time comedians?
All-time comedians.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know. The people that kind of pushed me into it, I don't know. Looking back at it, I'm like, well, Wanda Sykes always like really made me laugh, and Whoopi Goldberg. But I will say, growing up as a little girl, my best friend at the time, Ziggy was the funniest person. She was very kooky and she bit her nails. They looked like nubs, and she probably needed braces and glasses, but everything she said and did was hilarious. She was always like, super hyped, and just watching her made me realize like, oh, when I get older, it doesn't matter. Just do and say what you want to do and have fun, and somebody's gonna laugh.
Shout out to Ziggy. Ziggy deserves some love.
Ziggy deserves her flowers, but like right now, who I love Zainab Johnson, Yamanika Saunders, my best friend Marie Faustin. I love Sam J. Like there's a list of people that I enjoy right now. But yeah, definitely Wanda Sykes was a person that I was like, oh my gosh, she's just effortless.
Now this is the bathroom, this is the kitchen, this is my corner where I masturbate. Don't look. It's a lot of Taco Bell and vibrators that are almost on E. Don't touch nothing in that corner. That's church.
Team Oxdale or Team Curry Go?
Ooh, I can't believe you just put me under the pressure.
The pressure, honey.
Wow, the pressure is getting worse.
I think, ooh, it's tough. Some people don't do their goat right, so I'm gonna go with Oxtail.
And this is why you are my girl, okay?
Oxtail is, but I will say when I lived in LA, it was so hard to get Caribbean food. There was no, Oxtails was small, they was on Ozempic. And they were $30. So
rude.
Is it good oxtails in
Toronto? They're some of the best you'll find in the world, outside of Jamaica.
So are you gonna? Are we sit on the record? You gonna take me? You gonna tell?
It's already been dealt with. Don't worry.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Sydnee Washington, thank you so much for joining me.
Brandon, thank you for having me.
Hey, it's BG, and I want to know, what do you think about what you just watched? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments below, but also make sure to check out even more great content like this video and this video over here. And if you haven't subscribed to the Brandon Gona Show, do so right now by clicking this button right here.